When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer might seem obvious: your family, your closest friends, the people you've known for years. But once you turn 60, reality starts to look a little different. Life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and suddenly you realize that the support system you always believed in might not be as reliable as you once thought. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars that become more dependable than family as you get older. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about understanding where real stability comes from and making sure you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. When you build a strong foundation based on these 6 pillars, you gain the security and independence that will carry you through life's challenges. Stay tuned until the end because these 6 pillars may completely change the way you think about support. Once you understand them, by the end you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Now, let's get started. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. The most reliable support you'll ever have isn't a person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy security, freedom, and peace of mind. The older you get, the more you realize that relying on family for financial help is not a plan, it's a risk. Your children have their own lives, their own expenses, and their own families to take care of. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to help when you need it most. Think about Richard, a 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would step in if he ever faced financial trouble. He had helped them through college, lent them money when they needed it, and was always there when they called. But when an unexpected medical issue drained his savings, he turned to his kids for help, only to realize that they were struggling with their own mortgages, their own bills, and their own financial challenges. Not because they didn't care, but because life is unpredictable. That's why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars of support you can build. It's not about being wealthy, it's about being prepared. It's about having a plan for emergencies, a steady source of income that you can rely on, and a clear understanding of how to manage your money so that you never have to depend on anyone else to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, it's time to ask yourself, do I have enough saved to cover unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I minimized financial risk that could put me in a vulnerable position? If the answer is no, the time to take action is now. Learn how to budget wisely, avoid unnecessary debt, and invest in things that will bring long-term stability. Because at the end of the day, your financial security is the one thing that will always stand by you, no matter what life throws your way. Pillar 2. Your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. The truth is, you can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health fails, your freedom disappears. And while family may care about you, they can't exercise for you, they can't eat the right foods for you, and they can't stop the effects of aging for you. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people neglect their health, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But the reality is, even if your family loves you, they have their own lives. They may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregiver. Depending on others to manage your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the most important investments you can make for your future. Take the story of Carl, a 68-year-old man who had always been active in his younger years, but let himself go after retirement. He figured he had plenty of time to get back in shape, but before he knew it, his energy levels dropped, his mobility declined, and simple tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. Eventually, he realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. You don't have to train like an athlete, but small, consistent efforts make all the difference. Move your body every day. Eat foods that fuel you instead of harm you, and take your checkups seriously. If you've been ignoring warning signs, aches that won't go away, difficulty walking, changes in energy levels? It's time to stop pushing them aside. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today, because at the end of the day, your strongest support system isn't your children, your siblings, or your friends. It's your own ability to stay strong, active, and capable. The more you prioritize your health now, the less you'll have to rely on anyone else later. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's move forward. Pillar 3. Your social circle. One of the greatest pitfalls people encounter as they age is letting isolation take hold. It often sneaks up gradually. Friends relocate, loved ones leave this world, and soon your circle of connections shrinks smaller than you ever thought possible. The trouble is, without meaningful friendships, solitude starts to settle in. And after 60, that loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a real threat. It doesn't only weigh on your heart. It takes a toll on your well-being, your clarity of mind, and even how long you thrive. You might think your family will always be there to fill the quiet moments, but here's the reality. Your kids have their own paths to walk. They've got jobs, households, and duties pulling them in every direction. They may cherish you with all their hearts, but they can't be your sole lifeline for companionship. That's why your social network, those folks who check on you, share a chuckle, and spark vitality in your days, becomes a vital pillar of strength. These bonds aren't just a nice to have, they're essential. Consider Margaret, a 73-year-old who once counted on her family to keep her company. Her 2 sons adored her, no question, but over time, their lives filled up with work and raising their own little ones. They'd still ring her up, but the regular drop-ins and weekend get-togethers faded. Margaret found herself feeling alone, longing for calls that didn't always arrive. Then she took a bold step. She reached out to old pals, signed up for a local club, and tried new activities that brought fresh faces into her world. Before long, her days buzzed with chatter, warm laughter, and a renewed sense of meaning. She stopped waiting for her family to bridge the gap. She created her own bridges. Friendships, local gatherings, or even a friendly wave from a familiar face offer something invaluable, a feeling of being part of something bigger. Whether it's a neighbor you swap stories with, a reading circle you join, or a crew at the community center, these ties beyond your family weave a web of emotional resilience. The more relationships you nurture now, the stronger your support will be down the road. So pause and think, who's in your life today that lights you up? If that's hard to pin down, it's a sign to widen your reach. Because ultimately, a vibrant social network isn't just about filling time, it's about surrounding yourself with people who boost your spirit, affirm your value, and make every chapter of life more fulfilling. Pillar 4. Your sense of purpose. One of the most underappreciated wellsprings of strength in life isn't found in others. It's your own sense of purpose. As you cross into your 60s, you might notice a quiet shift. The roles that once anchored your days, raising kids, clocking in at work, tending to others, begin to slip away. Retirement arrives, your children carve out their own paths, and life's rhythm softens. Without a steady compass, it's all too easy to feel like you're fading into the background, unessential or adrift. Here's the honest part. No matter how much your family adores you, they can't hand you a purpose. That's a gift you craft for yourself. Having something that pulls you out of bed each day, be it a passion, a project, or a simple ambition, keeps your thoughts clear, your heart balanced, and your existence rich. It's the difference between living fully in the moment and merely observing from the edges. Consider George, a 70-year-old who'd spent his career as an engineer. When he finally stepped away from the job, he was thrilled at the prospect of kicking back. But a few months in, an itch of unease set in. Something vital was absent. His days stretched out, hollow. His children dropped by now and then, but they were wrapped up in their own worlds. So George took a leap. He began volunteering at a nearby school, guiding kids in hands-on building projects. Soon he had a fresh reason to rise each morning, a spark that made him feel needed, capable, and tied to the world around him. Purpose doesn't need to be tied to a paycheck. It can spring from anything that stirs your soul. Picking up a new skill, sharing wisdom with others, tending a garden, splashing paint on a canvas, exploring new places, or chasing small personal milestones. It's about embracing what lights you up and keeps your mind and spirit humming. If you've been thinking your brightest moments are in the rearview mirror, it's time to flip that script. Purpose doesn't vanish with age, it transforms. The more you pour into discovering what drives you each day, the less you'll lean on others to feel whole. Because when it comes down to it, the most powerful support isn't someone else's grip, it's the flame within you, urging you onward. If you're still tuned into this video and finding these nuggets helpful, drop a number 4 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, I'd love for you to join us. Tap that button and the bell so you don't miss a thing. Your encouragement keeps this content flowing to uplift and motivate you. Let's keep going. Pillar 5. Your emotional resilience. Life never stops throwing curveballs, no matter your age. After 60, the trials don't vanish, they just take on new shapes. Old friendships drift apart, cherished loved ones leave us, health hiccups pop up, and at times the days feel emptier than they once did. Here's the real deal: no matter how much others rally around you, the steadiest well of strength lies deep inside. It's your capacity to bend with the winds of change, to sift through your feelings, and to carve out calm amid the storm that propels you onward, even when the road twists in ways you didn't foresee. Plenty of folks pin their hopes on family to be their emotional lifeline, trusting that kids, siblings, or distant kin will always be there with a comforting word or a shoulder to lean on. But the fact is, everyone's wrestling their own struggles. They may not have the bandwidth or stamina to be your constant rock. That's why nurturing emotional resilience is a game changer. It empowers you to tap into your own reserves of courage, rather than always looking outward for a boost. Consider Helen, a 75-year-old who faced the heartbreak of losing her husband after 4 decades together. In the beginning, she turned to her children to help her through the pain. But as time passed, she saw that despite their deep love, they were juggling their own households and obligations. She understood they couldn't patch the emptiness she carried. Rather than letting sorrow swallow her whole, Helen chose to fortify herself. She found solace in a support circle, poured her thoughts onto paper, and began savoring small daily blessings. Bit by bit, she uncovered a profound truth. She didn't need someone else to mend her wounds. She held the power to mend herself. Emotional resilience isn't about bottling up your feelings or faking toughness around the clock. It's about facing the hurt head-on, working through it in a wholesome way, and finding tools to ride life's waves with poise. It's having go-to practices, maybe jotting down reflections, sitting in stillness, seeking a counselor's guidance, or just pondering quietly, that let you uncover peace from within, not from someone else's hands. Whatever life hurls at you, the ability to hold your ground solo stands as one of your mightiest allies. The more you foster this inner grit, the less you'll rely on others to feel complete. Because when it all boils down, the one who's with you through every low and every victory is you. And that's a strength worth celebrating. Pillar 6. Your ability to adapt. If there's one undeniable fact about life beyond 60, it's that everything keeps moving. People evolve, situations twist, and the certainties you once leaned on might not hold as firm as they did before. The secret to flourishing in this chapter isn't gripping tightly to yesterday. It's your knack for rolling with the punches. The folks who find aging toughest are often those who fight the tide, holding fast to how things were rather than opening their arms to what's here now. But those who bend, who keep their hearts and minds flexible, and who greet fresh chances with a smile, they uncover happiness and richness no matter what rolls their way. A lot of people figure that by a certain age their habits are locked in stone, but that mindset can trip you up. It might block you from stumbling onto new adventures, crossing paths with new faces, or picking up skills that could brighten your days. Adapting isn't just about going along with the flow, it's about seeking out ways to bloom right where the current takes you. Take Frank, a 78-year-old who'd always thrived on face-to-face friendships. When his crew started thinning, some moved off, others left this world. He felt unmoored at first. He thought, well, I suppose this is what getting old looks like. But instead of settling into that lonesome rut, he switched gears. He figured out video chats to keep up with far-flung family, dove into an online history forum, and soon found himself swapping stories with new buddies he'd never have met otherwise. Change didn't knock him down. It lifted him up, because he chose to rise with it. The ones who shine after 60 aren't always the ones with the fattest wallets or the tightest knit circles. They're the ones who won't let themselves get stuck, who stay eager, and who tweak their approach no matter what life tosses at them. A path shuts, they scout another. A bond shifts, they forge new ties. Something stops clicking, they test a different tack. Your capacity to adapt is one of the mightiest supports you'll ever claim. It equips you to steer through life with grit, cheer, and a steady stride. The more you lean into change instead of shying away, the less you'll feel like you're letting go, and the more you'll see that every phase of life holds new treasures to grab hold of. If you're still tuned into this video and finding these nuggets helpful, drop a number 6 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, I'd love for you to join us. Tap that button and the bell so you don't miss a thing. Your encouragement keeps this content flowing to uplift and motivate you. Let's keep going. Final thoughts. Hitting 60 and stepping into the years beyond is like turning a page in a book rich with both hard-earned wisdom and unexpected twists. Family will always have a sacred corner in your soul, and that's a beautiful thing. But the truest, most steadfast support isn't tethered to anyone else. It's the bedrock you carve out for yourself, a testament to your own resilience and spirit. Your financial security acts like a quiet guardian, ensuring you don't need to lean on others to keep going. Your physical vitality decides if you'll dance through your days with independence or sit on the sidelines. Your web of friends and kindred spirits keeps you woven into life's tapestry, alive, involved, and emotionally whole. Your sense of purpose is the compass that points you toward meaning, a light that doesn't dim with age. Your emotional fortitude is the inner steel that holds you steady when storms brew, and your knack for adapting lets you ride life's waves with grace, finding joy even when the script flips. Life, at its core, is a journey of becoming. It's not about clinging to what others can offer, but about discovering what you can give yourself. These 6 pillars aren't just tools, they're a philosophy, a way of saying, I am enough. With them standing tall, loneliness loses its grip. You won't find yourself pleading for a lifeline, wrestling with helplessness, or waiting for a rescuer to swoop in. True strength isn't borrowed, it's grown from within. Rooted in the knowledge that you're ready to face whatever comes, head high and heart open. Think of it like tending a garden. You plant the seeds, stability, health, connection, purpose, resilience, flexibility, and nurture them with care. Some days the sun shines bright, others the rain pours hard. But with every season you grow stronger, more vibrant, because you've built something enduring. This is the quiet power of aging. Not just surviving, but thriving on your own terms. The years don't diminish you, they reveal you, showing the world the depth of your roots. Thanks for being here with us today. We're so glad you joined in. We'd love to hear your voice. Drop a comment below with one takeaway that struck you and how you'll weave it into your life. Your insights mean the world to us. They fuel our drive to keep going. If this sparks something in you, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who'd love it too. Your support keeps this space alive, bringing fresh ideas to uplift and ignite your spirit. Thanks for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next one.